Greetings from the Arcturians. Greetings from the Arcturians. I just keep thinking about the Strait of Hormuz situation, more like hostage situation, because that's what President Trump has done when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz. Because now, because of what President Trump has done, now Iran is holding the Strait of Hormuz hostage when it comes to the rest of the world, too. And now there's a tolling system, or soon to be a tolling system, or Iran is already operating that way when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz. You know, you have to pay Iran to get through the Strait of Hormuz, to get your ships and tankers, your oil ships and your oil tankers and whatever other kind of ships and tankers. You need Iran's permission and you have to pay a toll to Iran to get through the Strait of Hormuz safely, or to have a safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. That's what President Trump has done. So it's like however many countries are going to have to pay a toll to Iran now, are going to have to pay money to Iran now for safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. And what's that going to do? That's just going to give Iran the money to enrich uranium and possibly develop nuclear weapons, or possibly be in a financial position to develop a nuclear weapon, when it wouldn't have been really able to before this situation occurred, or was made to occur, because of President Trump attacking Iran and waging war with Iran. So now, Iran's gonna actually have the finances to have more uranium, to enrich uranium, and possibly even be in a financial position to perhaps even develop a nuclear weapon. That's what President Trump has done. That's what President Trump's war on Iran has done. It's made the situation even more unbearable and even more dangerous with Iran. And when it comes to Iran, and Iran possibly being able to develop a nuclear weapon in the future now, because of all the money Iran is going to get from this tolling system when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz now. This is what President Trump has done. Like, when all President Trump and the other world leaders watching me had to do is bring me in and bring in our star families, the Arcturians mainly, but also, you know, Orion, when it comes to President Zelensky's, the Ukrainian President Zelensky's star family from Orion, and other star systems. I'm getting Pleiadians as well right now, but it's like that's all President Trump had to do. And that's all, you other world leaders watching me had to do, is bring me in and bring in your star families. Let them in, let the galactics in, because they're not just galactics. They're not just from the stars. They are our star families. They are your star families. They're your star family. They're our star family. They're your star family. You don't want to let them in? No, because you want to keep doing things the conventional way, your way or the highway, because you don't want any change on this planet, because you are fixed in your ways. All you men, all you stubborn, egoic, power hungry men, because you're more concerned about keeping your power positions than actually thinking the benefit of this planet Earth, and the benefit of the human race and other human beings. And it doesn't matter if your way is having innocent human beings killed all over, but you don't want to budge because it's your way or the highway. You don't want to do anything unconventional. You don't want to bring in any change. Oh no. God forbid. Because you're fixed in your ways. You don't want any change. You don't want anything new and different. Because you're too concerned about losing your power positions, or people thinking you're crazy. Like me. Like people think about me. But I don't care. But you do, because of course you have a lot to lose. You have your power positions to lose. But that's all you're thinking about. That's all you're concerned about. You're not really concerned about the human race, planet Earth. If you were really concerned about other humans, you would have brought me in by now, and you would have let your star families in to help, to assist with this situation without shedding any more blood, or without causing or letting these men in power, like President Putin, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and now President Trump too, without letting them cause all this killing and destruction. But no, you think you can do it by yourselves, by just getting together, with the likes of you, with other world leaders, and then, I don't know, creating your own army and expanding your nuclear arsenal, and letting other European countries like Norway, like the French President Macron, he was like, oh yeah, Norway can come under our nuclear umbrella, French nuclear umbrella. And Europe is, and France is what? Thinking about expanding their nuclear arsenal because of the present situation, because obviously the threat from, and the nuclear threat from President Putin to the whole of Europe and not just Ukraine. Now, it's like, so much for nuclear non-proliferation. Now all we're having is more nuclear proliferation. How's that going to help this planet and the human race? All you have to do is let the galactics in. They are your star families too. They are your star families. Let them in. Let them assist you. And nobody will have to go for nuclear weapons or expanding their nuclear arsenal because they're feeling scared because, what if President Putin, attacks us with a nuclear weapon or with his nuclear weapons? We need to be ready. No, you need to let the galactics in. You need to let your star families in and let them deal with President Putin and his nuclear threat. And also Iran's nuclear threat as well. And Prime Minister Netanyahu's nuclear threat and President Trump's nuclear threat as well. Because I keep hearing about President Trump and him talking about and going on about nukes too now, or for a bit, because of all of this situation. You have made the situation worse, and you are all making the situation worse by being stubborn and fixed in your ways and not wanting change to come in and not don't want to try anything unconventional, don't want to try anything different, don't want to try anything new or anyone new like me, don't want to bring in anything new or anyone new. Because who am I? I don't have a president or a prime minister's title like you do. So how could you even bring me in for anything? Especially, how could you associate with someone like me in public? Because, oh, what would it do to your power position? And people would think you're crazy too. So you don't want to have a loss. You don't want to lose your power position. You don't want to look like you're crazy in public, because that would mean the same thing, that you will lose your power position, your position of, being a president or being a prime minister. So you're just thinking about yourself. You're just thinking about yourselves. Selfish and self-centered. You are incapable thinking. You are incapable of thinking about the bigger picture. You are incapable of thinking about this planet Earth. You are incapable of thinking about things on a planetary level, an interplanetary level, and galactic level, because you have no vision. I am the visionary one. I am the one with the vision. And even when I'm sharing my vision with you and explaining it all, to you all, you're still not getting it. You're still you want to stay in your boxes. You're only worried about your power positions and losing your power positions, and how much you have to lose if you do what I'm doing, or if you come together with me and, us trying to do this together, us trying to make first contact possible and letting our star families in onto planet Earth here, since we're already here in human form. So why can't they come in as well? Why are they not welcome when we're already here? And we are good for the planet and for the human race. So why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't our star families be good too and safe when we are safe for the planet and for the human race? So why wouldn't they be safe? This is not the first time I'm saying this, but I just have to keep repeating myself, because what, no one's getting it? Or no, everyone's just sitting there thinking, I have too much to lose, and I don't want to lose my power position, and I don't want to lose this, and I don't want to lose that, and I don't want to look crazy in public, in front of people, in front of the masses. Or, oops, I don't want to, have my life in danger. I don't want to risk my life. Those sort of fears. So you're just thinking about yourself then. You're just being selfish and self-centered. That's all that is. Because that's all that is. Call it for what it is. Call a spade a spade. I'm calling a spade a spade. And French President Macron, went to visit the Pope, went to meet the Pope Leo. Oh yeah, so he calls you over, or he invites you once, and you go running. But when I've been asking you to come connect with me and come connect with your star family, the Arcturians, and other star families, President Zelensky even, with his Orion star family, with his star family from Orion, then no, you don't want to do that. Because, oh yeah, of course, you want to run to the devil, but you don't want to run to God. Because what? I'm not wearing a long white gown with an elaborate white hat on. I don't look the part. I'm not even the right race and background. Oh, I'm not even the right gender. Excuse me. I'm a woman, how dare I? I don't have the right title. Oh, I am not the Pope. I am not from the Vatican. I'm not the Pope. So who am I? Why would you come and connect with me, right? Why would you come and meet me? But yeah, you will go running to the Pope. You'll go running to the Vatican. You'll go running to the Pope if he invites you even once. Hypocrites. You're all hypocrites. Yeah. Since you don't want to come connect with me, you don't want to associate with me, you don't want nothing to do with me, basically. You just want to sit there and maybe watch and observe and maybe take what you can benefit from in terms of, the intel, the information, the wisdom, the insight I share here for free. You don't even want to acknowledge it. You don't even want to acknowledge me, my existence, my presence. But you want to go running to the Pope. When I've been telling you that behind closed doors, he worships the devil. He is not of God. Neither was Pope Francis, and neither is Pope Leo. Neither is the Vatican. They are not of God. Pope Francis was not of God. Pope Leo is not of God. The Vatican is not of God. They've taken our place, the prophet's place. Let's just say, because they're Christians, Catholics, let's just say they've taken Jesus's place because they want to be Jesus, or they want to be like Jesus. It should have been Jesus in Pope Francis's place or in Pope Leo's place. It should have been Jesus. But no, that's what the devil and his human minions and the dark side does. It takes our place. It pretends to be us or to be like us, while the real prophets, like me, are always the outsiders. Don't look the part, don't have the titles, don't have the worldly titles. And you still can't seem to recognize us even now, even thousands of years later, however many prophets have come and gone. And yeah, okay, mainly male prophets, though there have been a few female prophets in the past as well. But of course, because of patriarchy, we rarely hear about female prophets in history or in the Bible or in the Quran or anywhere. Because of patriarchy, 12,000 years of patriarchy, it's all about the men. And women have been put on the back burner. And you know what? I don't want to go into that right now because, but yeah. So you went running to the Pope. But when I've been asking you, and when your star family, the Arcturians, have been asking you to come connect with me, French President Macron, you are all standoffish. For what? Oh, because I'm a woman, and because I don't have a president's or a prime minister's worldly title, and because I'm not the Pope, I'm not from Vatican, I'm not the Pope, even that is a worldly title, and I'm just the wrong gender altogether. It's like I'm not even a man, and I don't look the part either. I'm not wearing a suit. I'm not wearing that white gown, that fancy gown that the Pope wears. I'm not even wearing clothes that you're kind of familiar with for a woman in the West. I'm not even the right race, right background, nothing. So, your reaction is what? To be standoffish? Because of the appearances? Because of my appearance? But when you know, and I've been telling you, and also the Arcturians and the universe and God has been showing you and telling you in your dreams that I'm actually the reincarnation of Joan of Arc for you, for France. That's who my soul is for you, President Macron, and for France. But of course, you cannot see that, right? You cannot see that because I'm not even white this lifetime. I'm even the wrong race this lifetime for you. Wrong race, wrong religion, wrong background, wrong clothing, wrong appearance, no worldly title, wrong gender, just wrong everything. So you're going to be standoffish. You don't want to pay attention. You don't want to give me any importance. But yet you go running to see the Pope, Pope Leo, to the Vatican. You go running to the devil, right into the trap of the devil. Because, oh, the devil looks so godly on the outside. The outside, the appearances. What's that expression? What do they say? Appearances are often deceptive when it comes to this kind of context. When it comes to the Pope and the Vatican, that statement, that expression is very true. Appearances are often deceptive, or appearances can be deceptive, because in the case of the Vatican and Pope Leo now, that's exactly what it is. Their appearance is deceptive. Pope Leo's appearance is deceptive. The Vatican's appearance is deceptive. Pope Leo's appearance is deceptive. And you fell right into the trap of the devil. Bravo. Bravo. I'm clapping for you, President Macron. Bravo. You fell right into the trap of the devil. Bravo. That's what you world leaders are doing. When I keep getting on here and keep trying to warn you of everything as a true prophet, because that's what true prophets of God do. They warn you of the dangers. They warn you of what's coming in the future, even. They can prophesy. What's Pope Leo has been? What did Pope Francis do? What Pope Leo has been doing? Oh, just a wannabe, right? A wannabe prophet. A wannabe Jesus. Oh, or, want to pretend to be like Jesus. A wannabe. That's what, the Vatican and these popes are. Wannabes. They want to be like us. They want to be like the true prophets of God. So they've taken our place here in the physical world. And they're pretending to be us, or they're pretending to be like us, like they are the God men, holy men, prophets of God. They're like the prophets of God. That's what they're pretending to be in public. That's the front they're putting on for everyone, for the whole of the Christian world. While the real Jesus and Mary Magdalene, yeah, the second coming of the real Jesus has already happened. Actually, And how many in the Christian world even know about it? The real Jesus and the real Mary Magdalene. They're both back reincarnated. As I said, the second coming of Jesus has already happened. That biblical prophecy has come to pass too. But how many Christians in the real world, in the physical world here, know about that and know about the real Jesus and Mary Magdalene walking the earth right now again? Do you even know President Macron? I bet you don't. I do, because I am a true prophet of God. So, of course, I will know another true prophet of God, and I will know which one is the real deal as well. Because, of course, there's been plenty of people who've been, you know, claiming to be Jesus, but they were not the real Jesus. But yeah, the real Jesus and the real Mary Magdalene, the real Yeshua, has come back, has reincarnated, and they're both together and they're both around walking the earth right now again. The real ones, the real Jesus. And I know who it is because I am also a real one, just like him and just like them. But I wonder if Pope Leo knows. I wonder if the Vatican knows. They might, but they will not tell anyone. Because of course they want to be like God. They want to play God. The Vatican wants to play God here on earth. You know, Pope Francis, Pope Leo now, replacing Pope Francis, they want to be like Jesus. They want to play Jesus. So why would they tell the masses about the real Jesus and the real Mary Magdalene when they are back here walking the earth again? Why would they want to tell the masses about the real one, the real Jesus? Because then who would pay attention to them? Who would pay attention to the Vatican? Who would pay attention to Pope Francis or Pope Leo? So even if they know about the second coming of Jesus and that biblical prophecy has already come to pass and he's already here walking the earth with the real Mary Magdalene as well, and they're both together and working together and walking the earth again, teaching people, Christians, doing the same thing that they were doing, I don't know, about 2,000 years ago in Nazareth. And of course, the Vatican and Pope Francis knew who I was, and Pope Leo knows who I am, and they know the truth of my soul. That's why they keep attacking me too. And they don't want people and the world to know that I exist. They don't want the masses to know of my presence, my existence either, because I'm a real one too. And why would they want, the Christian world to know that, oh, Joan of Arc is back? She may not look so white and she may not, have reincarnated in that race and background. I haven't reincarnated as a white Caucasian in that race. And I have not reincarnated as a Roman Catholic because Joan of Arc was born a Roman Catholic. But it's the same soul, just that it's this lifetime, it's come back, it's reincarnated in this body, in this human body, in this human avatar, in this race, in this background, and in a different religion. Because that's what happens at the soul level, and obviously most people are not even aware of things that go on at the soul level, because most people are just spiritually asleep and are zombified with all the religious programming, false religious programming, and then all the cultural programming and just societal programming and mind control, and the matrix and all of that. So of course, when the real one comes around, like me, and tells the people who we are, then someone like me, and especially I'm even the wrong gender because I'm not even a man, I'm a woman. So I just get branded crazy, that I'm just crazy. I'm schizophrenic. I'm crazy. That's what, people brand someone like me as. Oh well, what do they know? What do people know? They don't know. They don't know any better. They don't know. And they're spiritually asleep on top of that. How many of the people, humans, are just spiritually asleep? They're not even awake. They're not even, oh, what's the word? Woke. They're not even woke. That just means they're not even spiritually woke. They're spiritually asleep. So what do they know? What do people know? Who's real and who's fake? They think fake is real and real is fake. That's the state of affairs. That's the sad state of affairs here on this planet, in this world. Wow, I've rambled on for 31 minutes, but I don't know if I can call it rambling, really. It's really something, everything I say is important, really, but it's all about people's perception and the lack thereof, and how they're going to perceive what I'm saying to them and what I'm telling them, and the knowledge that I am imparting in them, and whether they're even able to grasp it. Probably not. Most people cannot grasp, cannot handle the level of my knowledge and wisdom. Anyway, it's time for me to wrap this up, basically. Um, let's see, is there anything else I want to say, or anything else that wants to come through? Hang on. No, I'm getting a no for now, because yeah, it's already half an hour. This video message is already half an hour long, and I was not planning it to be this long, because most people don't have, that kind of attention span, to watch a video that's half an hour long, and with someone like me speaking, who, well, people think I'm Delulu, I'm crazy. So why would they want to, listen to a crazy person, a crazy woman for half an hour? So, oh well, I guess it's just for the few that would. So I'm going to leave this one here. Take care. Stay safe. Over and out.